And so another July has ended, and alongside that, another year's Artfight has been concluded. This year has been the first year that I have been able to participate, and I'm here to share my experience with this year's Artfight. But first, what is Artfight? Artfight is an annual event that happens every year on July, where artists join a fictional team and fight each other by drawing each other's characters. When you receive an attack, you're able to retaliate by returning the favor and creating an art piece of the opponent's characters. It's essentially like a big worldwide art trade with artists all over the world. It's overall a very fun event where you can receive something of your OCs and also give people, and it's overall a very whimsical and just overall joyful event to have among artists. Now for this year's event, I went in hoping that I would be able to create multiple polished portraits of people's characters, but as I went in, that clearly was going to be impossible. And I started very late in the month, I would say, because I was busy working on other illustrations. And once I was able to join, I realized that this was going to be quite the task, and I was also feeling a little burnout from a previous illustration that I was doing. I had spent 30 hours creating a Persona 4 illustration. In case you haven't seen it, here's quickly on the screen. That drawing had been so mentally taxing that I could not bear the idea of rendering anything else. And so for this art fight, I decided to go with something more relaxed and more technically practical to do. The pieces weren't going to be too clean and polished. They were just going to be as minimal of shading and lining as I could do, just to get them to look appealing without the over amount of effort that I usually put in my artwork. And I have to say, this event was sort of like a warm-up, because after spending those 3 weeks working on the Persona 4 drawing, I had gotten a little bit rusty with my drawings. I think this is something that artists relate to a lot, that feeling of like, I forgot how to draw. And that was low-key what was happening to me. And so Artfight came in as this sort of warm-up where I could just do quick gestural drawings and colors, and this more relaxed approach helped me overcome this sort of anxiety with my brush strokes that I was feeling after spending so long without drawing. I definitely recommend this more relaxed approach, because when you work with art professionally, there's always the pressure of delivering an art piece that is the best quality possible with its best results, you know, when you're not able to make the cleanest lines or able to do the cleanest colors and rendering all of that can become very overwhelming to approach art, and that's a terrible feeling. That can freeze you and make you unable to draw overall, because it's such a overwhelming feeling. And that's why joining Artfight and approaching it with this more relaxed, unserious sort of way allowed me to have much more enjoyment overall, because I was creating these pieces that were very technically simple. They aren't ugly, they aren't bad. I remember I mentioned to a friend like, oh, here's my simple drawing that I made for Artfight, and my friend was like, simple? This looks good. And well, yes, I never said it was going to be bad. It's just with all the techniques that I know and the things that I'm usually able to do with art, this is a much more simple and a much more practical drawing than something that I would do for a client, for example. And so this more relaxed mindset really helped me to have the most enjoyment out of this event and helped me overcome the rustiness that I was feeling. And yeah. Overall, the characters that I picked were picked at random. Artfight has a huge selection of characters to choose from. I tried to randomize a few and picked characters that stood out to me. Not only that, I also made a few pieces to retaliate attacks that I received, and only towards the end I chose 2 artists that I really wanted to create art pieces for. At the beginning of the event, I went in and I started working on a portrait, and I put in all the effort that I could. Still kept things a little simple. The background was simple, but I still had in mind that I was going to do a fully cleaned with line art, proper rendering art art piece, but then when I took a break and I came back, I realized like, no, this is gonna be a lot, and I just don't feel like putting up with it. Really, my whole process during this Artfight was, if something doesn't seem appealing to me, I'm just not gonna do it. If I don't feel like drawing this right now, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna draw this for my enjoyment. And honestly, yeah, that's honestly very healthy for you to do. Of course, when you're trying to improve, unfortunately, you have to face those pesky art things that you do not like doing. But this was something that I was doing for fun, and I wanted to have fun with it. So I only did what I wanted to do and enjoyed doing. The characters that I chose were characters that I thought looked appealing, characters that I thought I don't usually get the chance to draw, with features that I don't usually have the opportunity to draw, characters with aesthetics that I like the Gyaro characters. At the end here, I made portraits for Ulaine and Snarls, two artists that I love and respect so much. Huge inspirations. Ulaine, I love watching their videos about Artfight and art tips and all of these things. I think their art is very inspiring. I love their work. Snarls is also a huge artist in the FNAF community. I love seeing their work. It's incredibly polished and immaculate, and once again, very inspiring. And so the portraits that I made for the characters were made as this sort of like appreciation for their work, and just to share some happy fuzzy feelings. Honestly, it was really cool to share work with these artists, make something of random people's characters. It gives you this very like, you know, when you used to draw as a kid and you would show it to like a teacher or your parents, and it's just like, oh my god, you drew this, oh my god, it's so cool, and you're just like, yeah, I did. Thank you. That was pretty much the feeling. Just, it's so nice to do something like this. It's so incredible, the experience that this event allows you to have, and also receiving something is just so, oh my god, like unexpected. It's like I said, it's like receiving a present, like, oh my god, you did this to me, thank you. And especially hearing all the compliments that people have about your work, about your characters, it's just really flattering, and the experience is incredible. If I have the opportunity next year, I would love to join again. Maybe doing some more polished art pieces. I can't promise anything, but I mean, I always try to push myself. So probably, maybe, we'll see. Only time can tell. I created 10 pieces for this year's Artfight. It was an incredible journey. It was definitely a lot of work, but I think all these pieces came out very appealing, even if they are quote-unquote technically practical, more simple art pieces. I still am very happy with how they turned out. I still managed to make them look very appealing, which, you know, I'm happy with. I'm proud of that. And so yeah, if you liked the video, please subscribe, share it with a friend, leave a like, leave a comment if you have any questions, anything that you want to know, anything you want to point out, anything you want to talk, do it in the comment section. Leave me a comment. Come on guys, talk to me. And if you enjoyed watching this type of video of me talking with time-lapse on my work, talking about my work, you should probably check out my Patreon, as you can find some exclusive voiceover time-lapses over there. Every art piece that I make, I record and I do some voiceover of. If you just want to show some support to me, please. But yeah, I want to thank my Patreon subscribers, Sans, Starlight Showstar, Alan Omar, and Deadeye for you guys' support. You guys are what keeps me going, and I'll see you all on the next one. Next week I'm gonna have another video talking about the Persona drawing that took me 30 hours. Like, ah! Okay, bye guys.